So let's start with immigration. You want registration, maybe a wall, maybe not a wall. Why do you want that?
Well, one of the reasons is because of the fentanyl crisis.
Right.
I mean, okay, but...
You don't know when it's coming across. So what do you do?
But the fentanyl crisis is twice what the gun death crisis is.
Okay, so until the gun crisis gets to the fentanyl level...
Not until it...
You don't want to bring order.
No, not until it. But
do you see my point?
The fatherlessness crisis that we have in America. If you look at the statistics...
Right. Yeah, they're dying from gun deaths.
80% of school shooters either came from a broken or fatherless home.
So you would say no guns for fatherless homes?
No, that's not what I would say. I would say that fathers need to be more engaged.
Great. So let's
with a firearm if they don't have a father in the home.
Let's put more resources into areas that are poverty-stricken. All for it.
And into fatherlessness, and that's something that we're doing in Oklahoma.
But why, with guns, are you against bringing order?
I'm not against bringing order.
You are. You're also making it less safe for cops and for people. When the police go to a domestic call, it's the most dangerous call they can go on. In your world, if they knew that there were firearms in the house, that's a safer call. Is that what you're saying?
No.
So the Gremlin logo was the nicest thing on the car, and I really bought it for that. It was beautiful.
Really?
Well, it was an off-brown Gremlin. This was used for many years in New Jersey as contraception. Young men would drive it to ensure that they would never, ever. That is the sound of virginity. Do you hear it?
So, in terms of dealing with it, as saying before, the way you might be able to deal with it is to say, okay, let me try and understand why you feel that way. Let me try to deconstruct.
That's right.
With facts, why that is not the case.
But if you can't do that, if you're not allowed to say it, you know, Dave said something in the SNL monologue that I thought was instructive as well, which he says it shouldn't be this hard to talk about things. And that is what we're talking about. But those shut down debate, they're used as a cudgel. And whether it be comedy or discussion or anything else, if we don't have the wherewithal to meet each other with what's reality, then how do we move forward is my question.
What time, if the kids didn't have to get up in the morning, what time would you get up?
7:30 I would get up.
Wow.
Does that seem early?
Yeah, as a comic? Isn't part of what you got into it for the fact that it fit your natural rhythms?
No.
There are certain hours that are better than other hours.
Okay, what are your favorites?
11 o'clock to 12 o'clock is a brilliant hour. You've completed everything that you have to do, and now you're just sitting around waiting for lunch. And lunch is everything.
Do you work for AIG?
That's the difference when you talk about LA. It's all singular. And that lack of bass tones and the treble tone, like, it's just too narrow. It strikes me as like being in Vegas. So everybody's tuned to the same frequency.
Yeah.
Jon Stewart was a voice of reason in my generation. It's great to see him returning. There has been no better host of The Daily Show since he left.
That's very kind. I've got some other comments that I've read, slightly less
but
effusive, but okay.
What went into your thought process about I want to come back, and I only want to come back one night a week for now?
Well, I very much wanted to have some kind of place to unload thoughts as we get into this election season. And I thought I was going to do it over at, they call it Apple TV Plus.
Yeah.
It's a television enclave.
Yes.
Very small.
Yeah.
It's like living in Malibu.
We've heard of it, yes.
Yes.
Right, right.
But they decided that they felt that they didn't want me to say things that
Okay.
Okay,
might
so
get me in trouble.
so you
So
might
you have
say
some things you want to say. Are you back because you're worried about what's happening in the country?
Not at all.
No.
No, I'm delighted.
Totally fine.
Everything's going beautifully.